You know, all the Kuririn games are amazing in their own right. Kuririn was a strong foundation for the series, and in my opinion, has the best difficulty curve of the trilogy. Kuririn Paradise has beautiful graphics and some fun minigames, but Kuririn Squash, the last game released for the series and the only one to use 3D graphics, is, in my opinion, the best Kuririn game. And had the series continued after this, I'm honestly not sure if they would have been able to top this. And in this video, I want to talk about why it's so good. Kuririn Squash is very similar to its predecessors. You control the Hellerin through tight mazes to reach the goal, and if you hit the wall 3 times, you die and have to do the level again. It's a really simple concept that you can grasp simply by watching some gameplay, yet it's hard to master. But Kuririn Squash somehow adds more complex gameplay while still keeping that simple appeal. In each of the 5 worlds, you get a new Hellerin. You start out with the basic Hellerin, which has the same moveset as Kuririn Paradise, except pressing A does nothing and you can only go faster by pressing B, meaning you can't hold down A and B at the same time to go extra fast. Then in Sweet Shores you get Hella Bash, a Hellerin that you can use to punch obstacles and enemies. I won't lie, this one isn't very good. Feels like an A button mashing simulator to slow down the pace of levels, sort of like the mech shooter levels in Sonic Adventure 2. But then it goes to the best Hellerin in the game in the next level, Coastal Canopy, with Hella Bubble. You can press A to go underwater for a brief period of time, basically making their 2 level layouts. It wonderfully spices up the main simplistic Kuririn gameplay, and I feel like an entire game could be made using Hella Bubble's mechanics. And then, moving on to Snowscape, you get one that I really like, Hella Blaze. It's pretty obvious I love this one as it's in my channel's name, but why do I love it? It's by far the one most different from the main Hellerin, and it sort of reverses the main gameplay. Normally, you control where Hellerin moves while it spins automatically, but with Hellblaze, it moves automatically and you control where it spins. It's a unique twist on the gameplay, yet it still feels simple and fun like the normal Hellerin. Also, if you press A, you get flamethrowers that you can use to burn enemies alive, so maybe that's why I love it. After 2 fantastic Hellerins in a row, we get one that's good. In Cyber City, you unlock Hella Blow, where if you hold the A button, you can create temporary tornadoes to kill enemies or block fire. It's good, just not as good as Hella Bubble and Hella Blaze, and the levels kind of drag on a bit too long, but it's still a solid one. Then, in the epic final level, with awesome electric guitar music, you get Hella Beam, which is just like a ranged version of Hella Bash. The laser beams are cool, so it's better than Hella Bash. Also, Hella Beam's levels are really hard, just thought I'd say that. Alright, so we've gone through all the new Hellerins. Hella Bash is not very good, Hella Bubble and Hella Blaze are excellent, Hella Blow is good, and Hella Beam is like a better version of Hella Bash. That's not all this game has to offer, as the other big new thing to set it apart from its predecessors is the inclusion of boss fights. At the end of each world, you fight a difficult boss. I won't go super in depth about them since they're all just dodge obstacles and hit the boss with your Hellerin ability, but the one for Hella Bubble is actually quite good. You have to make this fish thing chase you, but then move away at the last second so it hits these pillars, damaging itself. It also starts to throw little red bombs around the little pool you fight in, making it a pretty tricky fight that's more unique than the other bosses. Kuririn Squash also introduces coins. In the previous games, you would just find new cosmetics scattered throughout the levels, or a bird needed to beat the game in the case of Kuririn 1. In Kuririn Squash, however, you purchase these cosmetics as well as maps of the levels at these shops at the start of each world. You pay for these with coins you get throughout each level. Also, in the previous 2 entries, to get a star on a level, you needed to beat that level without getting hit. But in this game, you get a star by not getting hit and while collecting every coin. I don't really like this, it makes 100%ing the game more annoying, and namely because the boss fights just spread coins all over the ground when you beat them, and it's hard to pick all of them up without leaving like 3% of them behind. As for the levels themselves, they're pretty good. Wonderverse is definitely a standout with its aesthetic and music, and even story relevance. But I do like the other levels too, especially the regular Hellerin levels in Coastal Canopy with these pretty looking crystal walls. The difficulty curve is also quite good, maybe not as good as Kuririn, but the difficulty still feels like a natural upward slope, starting really easy and ending really hard. The music is also quite good. Wonderverse B is definitely the best one, but the other tracks aren't half bad, and Atsuhiro Motoyama's music works well with the less limiting GameCube hardware. If you've made a ROM hack of a GBA game, you know that inserting custom music is kind of a pain. Kuririn Squash does a fantastic job of bringing the main Kuririn gameplay into 3D while introducing new gameplay elements that keep things fresh, but still keeping the simple appeal of the series. And the art style is also really fun to look at. I highly recommend giving this game a try if you haven't played it, as the series really needs more fans. The game never came out outside Japan, though there is a fan translation of questionable quality. That doesn't really matter since the game barely has a story. It does have more story than the previous two games, but only barely more than Paradise. Kururin Squash is a fantastic game that deserves to be released outside Japan, and I think it should be revered as one of Nintendo's great Japan-only titles like Mother 3 or something. Anyways, thanks for watching, and comment so this video gets more exposure in the algorithm so I can make more Kururin videos to hopefully pull this series out of obscurity. Goodbye!